appeared to be cruising towards another victory, but didn't flawlessly execute a new dive in the final round. Instead, it was Canadian mother of three, Lisanne Richard, who missed the entire 27 season with a neck injury, who claimed an emotional win. The overall lead still gave the Aussie reason to smile.
I loved Sissicon. The crowd was great. The place is beautiful, though. It's easy to be relaxed up there with this view, so I really love it.
Defending Everest champion Red Zell has made a comfortable return to racing, finishing second at a barrier trial at Gosford this morning. Chris Lees believes his runner Le Romain wouldn't look out of place in a $13 million event. The gelding also resumed on the Central Coast today, winning the first trial.
Being pushed out now, and Le Romain runs to the lead. Over on the inside there was Northwest Passage, but Le Romain too good for Northwest Passage.
He's in good order. He had a short spell off his Brisbane campaign, and he'll resume Saturday week, and he's in for a good spring.
That race will be a Group 3 over 1,200 metres at Randwick. Cricket's image in Australia has taken a beating in 2018, but the New South Wales Blues are doing their best to repair the damage. A group of players are making school visits this week as part of the pre-season Country Blitz. It's only a small school, but today Nilo infants received a big visit from Blues players Daniel Fallons and Peter Neville.
I loved watching cricket on the TV, so I'll be on pest to my next door neighbour to come play cricket with me out the front.
It's nice to do these things, get out of Sydney for a bit and come to these schools and talk to the kids and listen to their questions.
Former chairman of Cricket New South Wales, John Warne, will always say that it's Cricket New South Wales, it's not Cricket Sydney. It's a great opportunity for us to, as I said, get out and see some country New South Wales.
Neville knows visits like these are vital to help restore the game's image following the ball tampering scandal.
I think the biggest thing for me was it really showed how much the cricket public do care about the game in this country.
In the absence of the suspended Steve Smith, Neville has been named Blues captain. Returning to the Australian team for the first time since late 2016 is still his ultimate goal.
Absolutely, I'd love to get back there, but that comes through representing New South Wales well and some success in that format.
21-year-old Fallons has more modest goals as he returns to the Sixers in the Big Bash after a season in Melbourne.
I think it's great to be playing for my home team, and I was an inaugural member of the Sydney Sixers 7 years ago, whatever it was, so it's great to be playing for a team that I supported myself.
Both players believe it's only a matter of time before the Hunter's own Jason Sanger becomes a regular in the New South Wales lineup.
Sanger's coming on really well. Every week he's getting better and better, becoming one of the harder blokes to bowl to in the squad. He's got such nice wrists and lovely hands when he's batting.
Returning to league and in the Group 21 competition, Aberdeen has opened up a 4-point gap at the top of the ladder following a win over Singleton. In other games, Scone scraped home against Muswellbrook, while Denman hammered Greater Branxton. The Newcastle North Stars have dropped out of the Australian Ice Hockey League's top 4 following a narrow loss to ladder leaders Canberra. Trailing 5-2 in the third period, the home side was back in it with 8 minutes left in the game.
Oh, here we go.
Yes! Holy moly!
But the visiting Brave iced the game 6-4 in the final seconds. Next up, Newcastle will host the Sydney Bears on Sunday. Hunter riders had their hands full over the weekend as competitors from as far away as Townsville and Melbourne made their way to Eagleton near Raymond Terrace to challenge for the Australian Dirt Track Championship titles. Riders competed in a range of classes including the Dirt Track sidecars and the 500cc slider class. Queensland rider Brioni Hendrickson dominated the women's class, winning for the 5th time in 6 attempts. Paul, that's our look at sport.
Good one, thanks Mitch. Stay with us, go past the weather next.
Water is a precious resource. We need to respect it and protect it. We're proud of the measures we take to provide high quality water. We do thousands of water quality tests every month. All I have to do here is test the temperature. We can't do without water, and like all things I love in life, I want to treasure it. Let's love water together.
Scenics 2019 Luxury Europe and France River Cruising Early Birds ends soon. Book your trip of a lifetime with an exceptional offer of free flights for all to Europe. All year, on all cruises, in all suites, in all-inclusive luxury.
Your last chance to get this offer must end 31 August. Hurry, see your Scenic agent or call 138 128 today.
Expertly crafted, smooth ice cream made with natural vanilla, crunchy Australian almonds and sustainably grown cocoa. Take pleasure seriously. Magnum for pleasure seekers.
Don't miss your chance to get 20% off Australia's largest range of tiles, pavers and stone at Amber this week. From fresh trends to timeless classics, Amber has the answer.
For NRL this week with Sportsbet, place a head-to-head bet, and if your team leads by 10 points, we'll pay you out straight away. I mean, what's better than that?
Having the house to myself.
It's your neighbour. 10 up, you win with Sportsbet.
Are you a business looking for a reliable scrap metal collection bin service? Here at Matthews Metal Management, we offer a reliable and competitive scrap metal bin service for your business. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call.
Hipsters. Yeah, you're even smarter with your money now.
Handcraft.
So take out APR home insurance plus car insurance and you'll get 10% off both. It's time to switch to APR.
Sydney's only commercial-free mornings. More music, more variety while you work. Over 3 hours commercial-free weekdays from 9. 104.1.
Today FM.
In olden days, a glimpse of stockings was looked on as something shocking, but now God knows anything goes.
Tonight's weather report brought to you by water. Love water, save water.
Time to get the very latest on our weather now with Gav.
Thank you, Paul. Certainly was nice to have a little bit of rain fall across the region from early this morning. It was in stark contrast to yesterday's skies. It was spectacular. Looking across Pittwater to the Central Coast from the fabulous, I've forgotten the name of that. I'll have to think of that. I've forgotten about that headland. Let's take a look at the past 24 hours. You can't tell that I ad-lib everything. Every now and then I forget. Let's take a look at this trough line that is passing and produced a little bit of rain moving out into that's called the Tasman out there. This is Australia. I know where we are. And this is cold air coming in over the southeast. This is good snow for the ski resorts. It was dumping today and there's a lot more to come. If only we got more rain out of this system. We had about 10 millimetres in between Scone to Murrurundi. It was about 10 to 15 elsewhere right across the Hunter. It was all generally less than 10 millimetres. Now a succession of fronts are going to hit the southeast and that equates to big snow for the ski resorts, but look at this. This is not what we want to see. This is a massive belt of high pressure strengthening. It's going to dominate the mid-latitudes and it is going to make sure that all this frontal activity remains well and truly off to the south. So the westerly winds strong again, a little bit colder throughout tomorrow, wind chill factor thrown in. Still mild for Brisbane and right throughout central Australia. The hours from freezing to 19, while southern Australia is seeing more shower activity. Temperatures were cool today because it was cloudy, keeping temperatures down. We've had a lot of sunshine, but nice to see some humidity in the atmosphere. Very dry and back to dry skies with gusty westerly winds. And get ready for a long run of westerlies. It's going to be quite windy for some time. It's been a very windy winter indeed. But look, no chance of rain whatsoever. We're taking a look at temperature forecast for tomorrow. We're into the high teens. So unlikely to hit the 20s for most locations. With the winds, it'll feel a little bit cooler than that. So with all that air stirring things up, it is going to be milder overnight, but there is a wind chill factor if you're working outdoors in the overnight hours. So again, stay rugged up. It's not too bad, but it is cool. Swell, might see a little pulse try and get in from that passing system. Seas 3 metres. Strong wind warning is current because of those westerlies. Now tomorrow you've got a low tide at around 5 to 10, just before. So that high is very, very early and later on the afternoon at 4:37. Sun's rise 6:38 and down again at 5:20 as that moon now wanes away. Sadly, this is not what we want to see. It is going to remain dry. And look at the weekend, mid-20s on the way on Saturday. This is not what the upper hunter sees. What rain we captured today will be pretty much gone by tomorrow, and then it's going to be even worse as far as evaporation rates are concerned. So very dry and very warm. And it's the same for the Central Coast, headed towards the mid-20s. What about the catchments? Well, we're still in pretty good shape, really. I mean, the Hunter is doing very, very well because we had that big rain there during autumn. So we're still hanging in there at this point. So that's good news for us, but it's not fantastic news throughout the inland areas of the northwest. Now, the oceans today, again, very, very flat. Hopefully we'll get a little foot or two. Might see a little pulse try and get in throughout tomorrow, but those gusty westerly winds are again going to want to hold down that swell. The water temperature's been hovering around that 16-degree mark, so it's cool in, it's quite fresh, but we've got the sunshine back in the coming days as the big dry returns. Warm on the weekend.
Thanks, Gav. Finally tonight, a rare natural phenomenon has been caught by onlookers by surprise off the coast of Italy. A powerful water spout could be seen sweeping across the Mediterranean, wowing those who couldn't help but to whip out their phones. And that's our bulletin for this evening. The Today Show will feature Carl Stefanovic live tomorrow morning from Gunnedah. From all the NBN News team, good night. Good night.